What's up, party people? Today I'm going to give you 5 ideas to start earning $100 or more online while simultaneously building a brand. In previous blog posts we've talked a lot about how everyone should start building a brand based on their passion, and we're not stopping anytime soon with that. The internet is taking over more and more parts of our world, and I doubt that it will ever stop. And for this case, I'm a huge fan of if you can't beat it, then join it. Knowing this, the choice between deliberately staying behind and getting lapped by everyone else, or at least giving it a shot, doesn't seem like such a tough one after all. Everyone has a story to tell, skills to teach and value to provide, and if millions of people are able to earn a living by dancing, you'll surely have the ability to do so as well, but in a more, valuable way.
Thousands of people have done it, and I am going to do it. I need a username.
So, to spark your imagination and get the gears turning, here are 5 ways how you can get closer to earning $100 per day online. Number 1. Start a freelancing career on Fiverr. As I just said, everyone is good at something. A lot of you have some skills that you could probably use even more effectively, and lucky for all of us, it's never been easier. Platforms like Fiverr.com allow everyone to offer their services online to anyone who's interested. Want someone to write a blog post for you? Go to Fiverr. If you're looking for someone to go over spreadsheets for you, go to Fiverr. And if you need someone to proofread your paper for college, go to Fiverr and just ask someone. The platform has offers for pretty much any service you can think of, and it's up to each and every one of us to decide how we're making use of that opportunity. Do we want to be the asking side, or do we want on the side of the providers and go our own way? The good thing about Fiverr is that there are no filters of rejection. You simply have to sign up. You're self-employed and don't have to conform to other voices like bosses, for example, in a 9 to 5. You can actually spend your time doing whatever you want because no one is commanding you around. And here's the best part. It works both as a side hustle to make a few extra bucks and use your off time wisely, or it can actually become your main source of income. It all depends on you and what your intentions are. Okay guys, I'm about to hammer out some important notes on Fiverr to set up your profile and important aspects to pay attention to, so make sure to note everything down. The most important aspect on Fiverr itself is that you create a profile that is presentable, because it's directly linked to the amount of money you are going to earn. If your profile looks unprofessional or scammy, then no one is going to book services from you. Include high quality visuals, develop your own style and find ways to improve on what others are already doing. In other words, stand out. Another aspect that's really important is writing great service descriptions. Include all the ways in which you can provide your skill and why someone needs your help. Also answer every question a potential client may have and talk directly to your prospects. Once you get some orders coming in, you have the option to present completed jobs if the buyer of your service agrees to it. So basically everyone who comes to your profile can see the finished work you're going to provide and rate if they like it or not. In the beginning it makes sense to start with cheaper offerings to first collect good reviews and work your way up the value ladder from there. And of course, simply putting out an offer won't be of any use, you have to make it seen by others. Ways to do that is by running ads on Fiverr itself, or Instagram, Facebook, Google, or you can even go on LinkedIn and basically write people if they need any service in your niche, and then tell them you will do it for $5 or $10, and if they're happy, they can write about it on their blog or tell their friends or something like that. Number 2, conquer YouTube. Okay guys, listen up. I know this is probably not the groundbreaking epiphany you were expecting, because everyone tells you to start your own YouTube channel basically, but maybe everyone says so because it's simply true. You see, YouTube is extremely scalable, because once you got a good amount of subscribers that are watching your videos constantly and continuously, you will get ad revenue, and they even will check out your description where you can put affiliate links, for example. This business model is very promising also for the future, because video content is not going anywhere soon. Doing collaborations also enables you to get your word about your channel out there, and it's a combination of active and passive income that makes YouTube a platform like no other, and it can be incredible for long-term success.
Raise your hand if you want to get rich.
All of what I just said is why you shouldn't start a YouTube channel for just the money. You do it for the love of the game and not the gain. As with everything in life, here's what's most important. Be consistent with your uploads. You don't need to have everything figured out at the beginning, simply get going and find your own style in the process. Your content will change, skill set will change, and so will you. So laying out a path at the very beginning simply doesn't work. Gary Vee likes to put it like this: simply document your journey and grow into who you want to be instead of pretending you're already it. When it comes to equipment, you can either use your phone, a good microphone, a camera, and for editing purpose you can use HitFilm Express and DaVinci Resolve, for example. They are both free and great to use. I personally use DaVinci, so just go with that. If you're asking yourself what kind of videos you want to produce, you can either jump on trends or do something you're really passionate about. Or do a vlog, for example. You like learning Kung Fu? Great. Start documenting your journey from an amateur to first competitions and belts. Provide value in your videos for anyone in the same position or anyone interested enough to keep on watching your videos. While I'm at it, strive for making your own content interesting in your own personal, authentic way, and the right people will stay. Number 3, become a blogger. Blogging probably has the lowest barrier of entry when it comes to doing your own thing, because pretty much your only limitation is your ability to write. And you don't really need to be a literary genius either, because no first blog post turns out great or even good. But the only way you'll ever get better over time is by practicing it over and over again. And that's why consistency is key again. There are pretty much 2 paths you can take when writing blog posts. And the first one is starting as an independent writer and creating blog posts for others. And the second one is to write your own blog and build a brand around that. The first method is basically linked to freelance writing, and it's therefore related to the first point in this blog post, which is Fiverr again. As an independent writer, you can write guest posts or simply earn money by writing posts for others. By doing that over and over again, you will eventually be able to consistently deliver good work, to better structure any topic, and to teach others very valuable things. If you want to go the second way, you could, for example, start buying a domain with bluehost.com and start your own blog with the help of services like WordPress and others. Creating a nice design is quickly done nowadays, and now it's only about finding interesting and helpful topics to write about. What's most important though is always the content itself, and that's where most of our focus should be going. But a blog post alone doesn't really do anything for you. You'll also have to build a framework around it. Promote the blog on your socials and get conversations about it going via Twitter, LinkedIn or other socials. You can even sort of low-key promote your work via Reddit or Quora or in Facebook groups, for example. Same as with YouTube, you basically publish your content and it stays online for a good amount of time, if not forever. In case you signed up for affiliate programs of certain websites, you can also write about that and put in the affiliate links in your blog post. And when someone clicks on it, you basically get a commission if they make the purchase.
It sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yes, thank you. You will get rich quick. We all will.
What's also really promising and easy to do for both YouTube and blogging is reviewing Amazon products and putting in the affiliate link both in the description and in your blog post itself. Okay guys, I'm on a run here. Let's keep this thing going and get to number 4. Sell your own products online. Building a business is a very broad term because it can mean pretty much anything. For example, when you look at the points I talked about before, like YouTube and blogging, your product is your actual content itself. But what I want to focus on now is when your product is an actual physical one or a service. In that way, it's kind of similar to freelancing, but with a goal of being able to automate the process. Robert Kiyosaki, famous author of Rich Dad Poor Dad and Cash Flow Quadrant, which I both highly recommend if you want to gain some financial literacy. He would call this moving from the S sector to the B sector. As said before, there are 2 main options of what your products could look like. The first one is simply offering a service if you're good at something and want to capitalize off it. The easiest ways to do that is by offering online courses on platforms like Skillshare and Teachable, and then combining and scaling that with the magic of brand building. If you don't know how to create such a course, you could learn that and more on these platforms as well. Which turns them into an investment in some sense itself. The other way would be selling physical products, which means you can sell something you're creating yourself, like art, manufactured goods of all kinds, or something entirely different. You can invent a new or own product and manufacture that to ship out, most common in fashion, but it needs capital of course. Or you could even sell someone else's product, most commonly done via dropshipping. Which direction you decide to go in, they each offer the opportunity to turn your hobby into a legitimate business. Sorry guys, but I won't explain everything about building a business online because that's literally what our whole book is about on 280 and plus pages. And in all cases, this is what matters most. It's about building a solid funnel your target audience can slide through. For those of you that don't know, a funnel is basically the journey a customer takes from the first impression over to clicking a link and eventually to a sale. Technically, there are two separate funnels that combine into one, but again, all of this is way too much to explain and everything's written down in our book as well. Probably one of the best tools to create funnels is ClickFunnels.com. It's an easy to use tool to get started and you can make everything as convincing as possible, and all you have to do is drag and drop the elements around or even use proven templates from successful entrepreneurs on the platform itself. The number one rule of growing a business though is this: test, and test some more until you hit your winning combination. Testing headlines and texts and pictures and graphics and videos is so important because there are lots of variables involved that you have to overcome. For example, here are just a few things you have to do. Check the market demands and hop on trends when you catch one. Keep your eyes open on the social media landscape at all times. Run marketing campaigns, build email lists, and most importantly, provide value along your way. It may sound like a lot, and it is, don't get me wrong, but the book explains everything in great detail, and here's another way to think about it. What does one funnel away mean for you? For everyone it's different. For some of you, you're in that job that you hate and you're trying to get out. For others, you are entrepreneurs with your own company, but you're stuck and you're not sure why. And for others of you, you're just looking for that one funnel that will help you to have more impact on the world. That was an excerpt from the One Funnel Away challenge by ClickFunnels, and they hit it spot on. Yes, the road to $100 a day can be a long and tough one, but it's a life-changing one as well. And guys, listen up, it has never been easier than before to succeed building your own brand online. Don't let opportunities like these slide through your fingers. Take the first step and check out the link in the description below, you won't regret it, I promise. Last but not least, number 5, begin investing in your future. Investing is just like all other things I talked about so far. It won't give you immediate results, but the results will come with time. Well, technically you can even generate money right now by trading high volumes, which means lots of money. But since this isn't an option for most of us starting out, in general it's all about the patient long-term investing. Something I've probably said like a million times by now. When investing in anything, you want to buy low and sell high. Kiyosaki always says wins are made in the buying and not in the selling. To become truly independent, sooner or later you have to start investing in stocks, commodities, real estate, or even better, in all of them. We're not qualified experts to talk about any of these in detail, so definitely make sure to educate yourself more, but what I do know is this: the best time to plant a tree was 40 years ago, the second best time is now. Waiting for a better moment or for a better reason to do things can actually set you back for more than you realize. Take action sooner than later and avoid the regret of looking back longingly. When it comes to investing in stocks, start investing in ETFs, specific companies, special indices, or something more dividend oriented. Dividends are basically payouts of companies that reward you for holding the stock for a longer period of time. For investing, we recommend Webull when starting out, since it's a commission-free broker with a very technical yet easy to understand interface. Link is in the description below, of course, as always. For real estate, the barrier of entry is a little higher because you need more cash, but you can also start investing in REITs, which are real estate investment trusts. If you maybe have some capital to spend or got a good credit score at your bank, you can also start looking for buying opportunities directly. For more real estate advice, go to Graham Stephan on YouTube. He is a really good guy that can actually give you some value in that niche. If you're looking for other methods to invest, you could even start investing in more out there things, like baseball cards or Pokemon cards. As you can imagine, all of these things need some money to make money. Something I'll talk about again in a second, but first, something else. What's probably most important is that you diversify. A job alone won't make you rich, just like an ETF or a property alone probably won't. Instead of laying all your eggs in one basket, you should rather have your hands in multiple things at once to cover yourself for all kinds of scenarios. Also, again, the best time to invest is right now. A quick example of investing early: in the book Unshakable by Tony Robbins, he uses a hypothetical example to illustrate the mathematics. Joe begins investing $300 in the stock market every month from the age 19 to 27, saving a total of $28,000. The stock market in this example grows 10% annually, a number chosen for its simplicity in this case. By the age of 65, Joe has $1,863,287. This shows again that investing consistently is basically the best plan you can have. Now that we are already at the end, what I've been trying to hammer home throughout this whole video is that you should educate yourself and take matters into your own hands. You could even use the resources in the description below to just do that. This is exactly why we're doing this. Most importantly though, it's about this. Invest in yourself first. Investing in your own personality, skills, outlook on life, mind and more are all things that don't cost a thing, but it's the best decision you can ever make. Your future you will look back on these times and be the judge of it all. Do you want them to look back with a what if attitude, or to look back proudly? See you guys on the next one. Until then, check out our social media and other videos. Thanks for that and have a good one.